I'm back another album review. Today's review is on Animositisomina by Ministry. This is the 8th studio album from this band. It was produced by Al Jorgensen and Paul Barker, and this was the last Ministry album Paul worked on before his departure in 2004. More on that later. The album was recorded and mixed at Sonic Ranch Studios in El Paso. The engineer was Justin Lee, and he had help from Bobby Torres and Joey Cazares. The mastering was done by Tom Baker at Precision Mastering. The album was released on February 18th, 2003 on Sanctuary Records. According to the show Uranium, Al was bored at the time when trying to come up with a title for the album. The title is a palindrome of animosity, which is perfect foreshadowing. It was also their last album where the band played their traditional industrial metal sound for bring back thrash metal elements on their next album. More on that in the next episode. Now let's talk about the songs. The album starts with Animosity. This is the only track on the album to have Adam Grossman on guitars. The track was to be released as a single, but those plans were cancelled. The next track is Unsung. Half of the songs on this album had Paul on keyboards, and this is one of them. After that is Piss, which is not a cover of the Pantera song. The band was planning on releasing this as a single, but those plans fell through. Next up is Lockbox. Max Brody handled programming while Angelina Lukakin Jorgensen provided backing vocals. Al was on keyboards and Louis Svitek was on guitar. Up next is Broken. There's bound to be dozens of songs with this title. It's also the first track on the album where Paul was on rhythm guitar. We followed up with The Light That Pours Out of Me. This is actually a cover of the song by the band Magazine. Ministry covered the song during live shows in the late 80s, but never got around to recording a cover until this album. That's followed by Shove. Max handled programming while Paul was on keyboards and rhythm guitar. Right after that is Impossible. Chorus vocals were provided by Catherine Kinslow. This is also the last track on the album where Ray Washam was on drums and Louis Svitek was on guitar. The second to last track is Stolen. Max Brody was on saxophone and handled programming while Paul was on lead vocals, keyboards, and rhythm guitar. The album ends with Leper, which is fully instrumental. The reason why it's instrumental is because Al didn't bother writing lyrics and left the studio early, according to The Quietus. He still provided guitar and keyboards, however. When researching this album, I read that it was number 157 on the Billboard 200, 186 in the UK, 93 in Germany, and 125 in France. So it didn't sell as well as its predecessors. Critical reception was mostly positive since the album has a 67 on Metacritic. It's just that Blender, AllMusic, and Rolling Stone thought it was okay. However, the Austin Chronicle and the Rolling Stone album guide didn't like it. And I'm not ashamed to say that those critics in particular are full of shit. Now for my thoughts. I think this is a great album. It's really heavy, and I find it to be superior to Dark Side of the Spoon in most ways. In April 2016, Al Jorgensen said that this is his least favorite Ministry album because he didn't have fun making it, and he was finally quitting his drug addiction around that time, according to The Quietus. His friendship with Paul had become strained. MTV News reported that Paul had left the band in January 2004, and part of the reason why is because of the death of his father. The book Ministry of the Lost Gospels said that in 2013, Angelina claimed that the fallout between Al and Paul was because of financial issues. Mike Scottshow returned to the band in 2003 and played on most of the band's subsequent releases up until From Beer to Eternity. Overall, I recommend checking out this album. Now, as part of my question you, have you listened to Animositisomina? If so, what do you think about it? What's your favorite song from it? What are your thoughts on the story behind the album? Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another review.